What's up, guys? Welcome to Knockers on the Bottom. I'm your host, Jay Mill. Jay Miller, if you like. So let's get into it. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. But yeah, so first off, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays as well. I had someone tell me the other day, Happy Chris Mahana, like Kwanzaa, Chris Mahana Kwanzaa. Never heard of that one, but that one too. No matter what holiday you celebrate, usually this is a time of year that people enjoy getting together, family, eating, watching movies, football. So however you choose to enjoy your day, even if you don't celebrate anything, if you just know, hey, the world has stopped for today, and I have a day to myself. What I'm saying, if this is your day like that, enjoy that as well, and just make sure you're having fun out there. But yeah, the Cowboys play the Commanders today, which is very, very interesting game on the schedule. I know when it came out, I thought it might be something a little bit more. The NFL probably thought it would be something a lot more. There's no way you could have imagined that at the very least, the Commanders, who were in the NFC Championship game last year, might not be playing for something this week, and you would definitely expect, okay, even if the Cowboys were bad, it's still a division game. They're still the Dallas Cowboys. People either love or hate to watch them. So having that versus a probable playoff team probably would have been at the very least a good matchup. And at the height, you would think, hey, Commanders are good, and for some reason the Cowboys found their way to be good this year, and so it's an epic matchup. But instead, we've got just one of the on paper, matches that people are not really looking forward to this weekend. Me, however, and you, if you're here, you are probably one of those people who you're a Cowboys fan, so you're watching every game anyway. That's me. Or you're a football junkie, so you're watching every game anyway. That's also me, because I'm telling you right now, I'll be watching the Detroit Lions versus the Vikings today, and I'll be watching Broncos Chiefs as well. Like, I'll watch every single game tonight. So I'm just one of those people. I love football. And it's good to be able to not have to work today and get to sit and enjoy that. Also, so one of the things I'm looking for this game is to see more of the younger players. I really, really hope Jaden Blue is active. Even if he doesn't get into the game until Joe Melton gets into the game, but I do hope to see Joe Melton. I do hope to see Jaden Blue. I don't think the Cowboys should go out and try to lose this game, but I do think there is a world where you can play some of your depth pieces and be competitive here and have a chance to win it. And the reason I believe that is because the Commanders are pretty much just as bad as you are. And they might not be as bad defensively as you are, but you're much better than them offensively. And I think even your backups are. Some things I don't want to see. I don't want to see Ryan Flanoy, even though he dodged a bullet with the knee injury. I still would rather just give him a whole full 2 weeks, let him not have to play until they play the final game against the Giants. I don't want to see Overshown. Honestly, I don't want to see Quinnen Williams. With that neck injury, I don't think we should see him at all. Now, if he is cleared to play, excuse me, and they want to play him, then I would like to see a reduced snap count, right? Have him in there in specific downs and distances and situations. But for the most part, if it's first or second down and they're just going to be, battering, ramming the running back right into you, especially with something like a neck, and he's a big dude, so he's always going to be sticking his head and shoulders in there. If he plays, I don't want to see. I want to see him kind of on pass rush downs, if we're being honest. Um, and then I would like to see Jay Toya in this game over someone like him, and maybe even over someone like Solomon Thomas. We know what Solomon Thomas is. He's here next year. But give me Jay, give me Perion Winfrey, give me Jonathan Mingo. I don't need to see a ton of CD Lamb this game. If you want to play a lot of Pickens because you have him under contract, you don't have him under contract next year. I understand that. CD is going to be here for at least another 4 years, probably longer, with Lord willing. And so, with that being said, you don't that field is terrible. FedEx Field is known to give players injuries. It's one of the worst fields in the NFL. So I don't need to see a ton of CD. I honestly don't need to see a ton of Jake Ferguson. He's been nursing an injury. If he's active, that's fine. If he starts, that's fine. But I would like to see those reps go to more Spanford and Schoonmaker. I would like to see that. I don't need to see a ton of Javonte Williams. If you want to use more Hunter Lipke, even though I know he had an injury 2 weeks ago, he's not really a injury prone player. And also, he is one of those guys that he's kind of tough nosed. I'm not saying Javonte isn't. I'm just saying Javonte's been banged up, and if we really are going to try to re-sign him, best to just kind of chill out on playing that guy. Also, don't want to see any of Tyler Guyton. Don't want to see Tyler Smith at left tackle, but he is going to be there, so it is what it is. I guess as long as Dak is playing, you're going to see Tyler Smith there. Maybe you see a little more Brock Hoffman this week then at guard instead of TJ Bass like last week. TJ Bass is a lot stronger. Hoffman's a lot meaner. I don't know which one works better for that interior, but I'd like to maybe see a little switch up there at the guard position because it didn't really work that well last week. And then, of course, the big one, Rain Dakota Prescott. Maybe I want to see him. If the Cowboys have a 10-point lead anytime after halftime of this game, I think I would pull them. Like if the Cowboys, say, are up 24-14 with 6 minutes left in the third quarter, I'd be like, it's Joe Melton time. So don't play Rain too long. I'd consider if he takes any major hits and gets away without an injury in the early part of the game, I probably would take him out there then, if I'm being honest, but I'm not the coach. So what do I think the Cowboys would do? I think he'll play 3 quarters. If the Cowboys are up by a good amount, he'll come out. If the game is tight, he'll stay in, which is what I really don't want to see. And if the game is Commanders just beating the crap out of the Cowboys, he'll be out as soon as that lead gets big. So if it's the second quarter and the Commanders are up like 24-3, they'll be like, we're going to see Joe Melton, and it'll be Joe Melton for the rest of the game, and I'm totally cool with that. So those are the scenarios I see playing out. This game, I mean, it's going to be hard to pick a score, but I guess, okay, if I'm picking a score, Cowboys win because I don't believe the Commanders are going to be able to move the ball through the air on you efficiently, which sounds weird, but because of the quarterback position, I think that's going to hold them hostage now. If Jeff Driscoll has one of those games like he had with the Houston Texans playing against the Cowboys where it's a lot of read option and he's able to run very well and catch the defense off guard, then they might have like one of those 280, 300-yard rushing days and beat you that way. And maybe they only throw for like 70 yards, but because they rush for 260, it's over. So if they have one of those days, that's the game plan I see the Commanders beating the Cowboys with. But also, if they have one of those days, I see it being a very close game because I think the Cowboys are going to be able to score to keep up with them. So it's going to be very interesting if for some reason the Commanders are able to score and keep up with the Cowboys, which is what we've seen all year. And because the first Cowboys game was a blowout, so it was 42-22, I mean, there's a chance this game could be close. But I'm going to pick the Cowboys, and I'm going to say something closer, I guess closer than normal, say 26-17, 26-19, something like that. And the Cowboys give you a win for Christmas, and then we just get to go and see what happens in the final week. But that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit me up on Twitter at JMillerIYL. You can also hit me up at knockersonthebottom@outlook.com, knockersonthebottom@gmail.com. Any comments, questions you have, leave them below. But yeah, love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or whatever you celebrate, or whatever you don't celebrate. But just have a good day. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Love you guys. Until next time, I'm your host, J Mill if you like. This has been Knockers on the Bottom. Peace.